Dom, how's it going?
It's going great, thanks. How are you?
Oh, really well, thank you. So listen, the first question I have to pose with you this evening is a question about the Olympic closing ceremony. I mean, playing in front of that giant Damien Hirst Union Jack and extending out in front of you to, I believe, a worldwide audience of 26 million people. How does that feel? Can you put it into words for us?
Well, it felt amazing. It was so great to kind of that to be our first performance, I suppose. You know, we're kind of excited about being back and playing live again, and yeah, it was great. You know, it was bizarre. You know, I felt quite proud to be British. It was just amazing, and it just went so quick. You know, so it kind of just got us excited to play more, really, and look forward to doing some shows.
I mean, I guess it is a very big deal to be chosen to write music for the Olympics, isn't it? I mean, maybe a knighthood will follow.
Oh, I don't know. I doubt that. I can't see us becoming sirs anytime soon. But it was, yeah, the whole thing was like kind of crazy, really, because it was, you know, just obviously watching the games and the whole build-up to the whole thing and all the rehearsals and having that many artists playing. It was all kind of like quite a task, I think, that they took on, but it all worked out in the night, and it was just a good vibe, and it seemed like everyone had fun. The audience enjoyed it, so it was cool.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about the creative process that you went through to arrive at that track, Survival.
Well, it's a track. It was a piano line that Matt has been, you know, playing over the last, you know, year, I suppose, 6 months to a year, and I think we jammed it a couple of times, but I think it just, they asked us about writing some music, and instinctively we thought about that song because we knew that it could be a really, like, huge, bombastic track once we actually started recording it. So, yeah, we just thought about that, and I suppose that stuck in the back of our minds, you know, and then when they kind of went away, actually, you know, them asking us to write a song, and then when it came back, when they asked us to play, we showed them the song, and I think just in the back of our minds, we were kind of making it try and sound as huge as possible, and I think we just wanted to kind of, yeah, emphasise that, really, and it seemed to just fit with the Olympics, but, yeah, the process was make it as large as possible.
Oh, you can't argue with that, really, can you? Listen, we have the first single, I suppose the first proper single, in inverted commas, if you like, Madness, to play on XFM tonight, and that, again, it's a very, very strident record, isn't it? Can you frame it for us?
I mean, that track's just something completely different again, you know. It can be probably more further away than Survival, because it's, you know, it's like a very minimal, electronic, almost like ballad, you know. It's something very, very different for us, and I guess it builds, you know. It's quite a builder, like Survival is, but or like most of our songs, really. But yeah, it just felt like something very kind of fresh for us, felt like something we'd never done before, so that's why we thought it'd be a good idea to put that out as the first single. And it's quite a simple song. It's one of the most, like, simple songs we've ever done, really, and a love song as well. So, yeah, it just felt like the right thing to do.
Do you think this is a good indication of what we can expect from Second Law, the new album, when it comes?
On the album, there's so many kind of different tracks and sounds, and I don't think there's any one song that represents the album at all, really. So, I mean, I suppose if you've heard Survival and then you hear Madness tonight, you know, they're kind of some of the opposites, the extremes on the album, from minimal electronic music to kind of big, crazy rock music with orchestras and choirs. But, yeah, it's all really, really different. It's definitely some of the most weird and diverse music we've ever made and put on an album together, that is. So it's an interesting album. I love it. You know, it's one of those albums that you put on and every track's a surprise, you know, so it keeps you interested and makes you want to listen to it again.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're looking at a record with a myriad of different textures and flavours of sound, essentially. That's what you're saying?
Absolutely, yeah. From some definitely experimented with more electronics and just, you know, some really huge riffery on this one and, and, you know, some bizarre kind of orchestral music, you know. So, yeah, it's just lots of different and strange things. Good things, though. Very good things.
Yeah. I've got to say, there's a fantastic sort of timbre, a tone in your voice tonight, which I'm really enjoying. You just genuinely sound so excited to be on the cusp of this next release.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've just actually, you know, we're kind of like going around doing a few interviews and stuff, and then, but we're also just starting to rehearse now, so that's what we've been doing for the last week or so, and just trying to figure out how to now translate the songs into you know, playable live songs, and just the last few days it's just been really exciting, you know. So I think we've all genuinely got this excitement of looking forward to touring again and doing some big shows and playing all the new stuff, and and certainly that's stemming from just having a little taste of it at the Olympics.
That's fantastic news. And of course you've got some really spectacular gigs coming up in the XFM strongholds of London and Manchester. The O2 in London on October the 26th and 27th, and Manchester Arena on November the 1st. And sadly, I believe all the tickets are already sold out, so you're literally going to have to go around the back and try and scramble in through a toilet window if you want to look in at this point and you don't have a seat. But for all of those people who do, what kind of set can we look forward to, Dom?
Well, we're kind of just working on it now, but hopefully we want to try and kind of create this weird upside-down, all-seeing eye type pyramid structure that's all made out of video screen, and it can kind of, you know, break apart and turn inside out and move around, and it should be, that sounds pretty bizarre and a weird description of something, but it's going to look pretty spectacular, I think, and hopefully, so, you know, a big kind of visual video kind of show as well, you know, and I think you might expect to see me doing some kung fu on some of the video pieces as well, which I recorded recently, which is kind of strange.
Oh, I cannot wait, especially for the Kung Fu. That's going to be the highlight of the show. I mean, how are you going to follow that? It's insane. Well, listen, thank you so much for talking to us tonight. I really appreciate you sharing a little bit of your time with us. And just before you go, Dom, would you do us the great honour of introducing the new single on XFM tonight?
Absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, I'm Dom from Muse, and this is our new single, Madness. I hope you enjoy.